In this world there are many things that we don't get to choose. Like where you are born, your ethnicity, or how tall you are going to be. In a sense, a great portion of life is left up to fate. But what if you could become the author of fate? What if, with the swipe of a finger, you could escape to worlds of your wildest imagination? What if you could tailor your own identity and the surroundings around you to the fullest extent of self-expression? You could be taller, the opposite gender, more attractive, or a human-animal hybrid. You could teleport to an ancient Egyptian society and then to the rings of Saturn, and before lunchtime, on a whim, you and your friends travel between increasingly exotic locales and landscapes. All without leaving the comfort of your home. A utopian paradise. Or a dystopian delusion. There is a new world rising. A world that you have already been participating in and helping to create. This world is the future. The Metaverse. Amidst staggering scrutiny and accusations of being responsible for fostering political polarization and unethical business conduct, Facebook CEO, tech overlord and multi-billionaire business tycoon Mark Zuckerberg announced his plans for your future. A future he calls the Metaverse. Mark describes the Metaverse as the successor of the internet we know today. A fully immersive 3D experience powered by the cutting edge of technology. The Metaverse is said to be the embodiment of the internet, converting previously semi-passive interaction into actual experiences. Various industries such as gaming, fitness and even commerce are to be fundamentally shifted forever as the line between digital reality and actual reality are further blurred. You'll be able to visit digital spaces with friends across the world. Create your own digital avatar. Participate in 3D versions of classic games and more. This idea of a virtual world has been depicted in many popular works of fiction such as Ready Player One, Black Mirror, and where the idea of the metaverse originated. The novel Snow Crash by Neil Stephenson. What's troubling is that fictional depictions of virtual reality often present it as an escape from failed societies and fallen worlds. The virtual worlds of fiction coexist alongside dystopic conditions where the only way to cope with reality is to escape to fantasy. And given that our current reality over the past 2 years has been less than ideal, the announcement of such aspirations by Zuckerberg is a bit timely. Irish poet and playwright Oscar Wilde believed that life imitates art far more than art imitates life. Which is a compelling idea, especially when we observe this phenomena occur in bizarre ways. Such as the description of the telescreen, by George Orwell in his novel 1984, which later turned out to be the television. Or the foretelling of the Titanic sinking, 14 years before the actual event, depicted in a Morgan Robertson novella. And the many predictions made in The Simpsons which still puzzle many today. With reality mirroring art so frequently, the aspired metaverse of the real world and Neil Stephenson's fictional metaverse share some interesting parallels. In Snow Crash, the metaverse is a collective virtual shared space, created by the sum of existing virtual worlds, augmented reality and the internet. Precisely what Mark wants to bring to life. However, Snow Crash is set in a dystopian future after an economic collapse. The federal government of the US has ceded its power to private organizations and entrepreneurs. Mercenary armies compete for national defense contracts and money is worth nothing as hyperinflation has been caused by the overprinting of money and the adoption of electronic currency. The setting is eerily similar to our current reality as the US government is currently overprinting money, the adoption of cryptocurrency is on the rise and tension builds as large corporations grow more powerful by the day. Neil Stephenson's Snow Crash and the Metaverse concept may possibly be another one of those bizarre incidents where reality mirrors art. We can only hope that the more dystopian elements of Snow Crash remain a fantasy. Although Mark's Metaverse announcement brings many concerns, there is also much promise. The sector is new and growing, so new funding and focus could lead to amazing breakthroughs and innovation in the space that might not otherwise have been possible. The use of artificial intelligence and algorithms is becoming more prominent, and technology's increasing presence in our life is inevitable. So it would seem that this is the natural evolution of tech. In fact, some would say that the metaverse already exists. Virtual reality headsets have been on the market for almost a decade now. People are meeting and dating in virtual worlds like VR chat, and many video games are technically smaller, less immersive representations of the metaverse, like the Travis Scott Fortnite concert that was attended by 12 million players. We shop online, we order food online, and social media is already a digital representation of our persona. So making our already largely digital existence 3D isn't entirely a large leap. But it does raise the question, if you were to go to a digital world that had a creator, wouldn't that make the creator the owner of that space? And wouldn't status as creator make he or she the owner of your world? Your God. There is great concern for the amount of power that tech companies have. They have untold amounts of our data, psychological profiles, and the ability to manipulate and sway our thoughts and emotions. This new direction of digital reality could be interpreted as another grasp at power by the tech overlords, especially when the metaverse technically already exists. Is Mark's announcement a claim of ownership of the digital space? Is he calling dibs or putting his flag on the metaphorical digital moon? Is this digital colonization? Centralizing the power or the concept of the metaverse could be dangerous when you factor in data and privacy. Not only would they have data on your interests, but they will own the information of your experiences themselves if the ideal of the metaverse becomes fully realized. Imagine every single action you take recorded from your perspective and put on record. This is the type of surveillance we could be opening ourselves up to as the metaverse manifests itself. Not to mention the issue of censorship. What if you are unpopular or involved in political dissent? Could you be erased from digital reality in the same way people are banned from Twitter and Facebook? If the metaverse becomes so intertwined with our real lives that digital reality and physical reality become indistinguishable, could you be erased out of existence by whoever's in control of the system? As exciting as the potential of spontaneous travel, worldwide instant connection, and unparalleled convenience sound, there are many questions that the metaverse raises. And with this new digital future seeming practically unavoidable, it is our responsibility to ask them. The amazing thing about being a human being is that we have the freedom to choose, and right now we are on the brink of a choice that we won't be able to come back from. Just because we can doesn't mean we should. Once digital reality and physical reality become one, that's it. The world as we know it will never be the same, and that could be positive or negative. Perfect worlds and virtual realities are appealing, but is it worth giving up the real world? Could virtual reality become so preferable that we neglect real life and leave it to end up like the ruins of Ready Player One? Should we be moving toward more technological dependence, especially considering the effects our current technology is having on us? Are you ready to put more of your life experiences in the control of a tech overlord's hands? And if Mark Zuckerberg's dream of a 3D internet virtual world becomes fully realized, Who's to say our current reality wasn't created by the same means?